Summer in the hills, those hazy days I do remember. We were running still, had the whole world at our feet, watching seasons change. Our roads were lined with adventure, mountains in the way couldn't keep us from the sea. Here we stand, open arms. This is home where we are, ever strong in the world that we made. I still hear you in the breeze, see your shadows in the trees.
Welcome, Tankers, to the International Championship. Today, myself and James will be your commentators. Today, we'll be streaming Bad Intentions versus Tanki Online Romania. We are streaming the Losers Round 2. And today, some promo codes are going to be given out. The map will be Kunger, and today we'll be going with the hard format. James, how are you today?
Yeah, I'm great, thanks. Today we have two teams which it will be really exciting to watch and see who progresses through to the grand final, because obviously these two teams were put out of the top bracket and were put through to the losers bracket, and so the tensions will be really high as we see who makes it through to the end.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, whoever wins this is going to move on to the losers semifinal, in which they will be versing Knights or Death Squad, depending on who wins there in their match. And this is pretty exciting because when we look back at the previous scores, Tanki Online Romania in the last match that they had in losers round 1, they beat Dynasty 3-0, and Bad Intentions was in the semifinals for the winners bracket. However, they lost to Penguins 2-4.
Yeah.
So but both teams are pretty good, and they've had a very good background throughout their history of playing in the esports scene. So I'm expecting to see some quite interesting things today, and furthermore, it is hard format, so this is definitely going to be exciting.
Yep. So we have about a minute before the round starts.
Yep. All tankers are supposed to self-destruct at the 10-minute and 10-second marker in which the round will begin. For those who do not know what the hard format is, I will quickly go over that. Basically, the hard format is all turrets are allowed except Magnum. All hulls are allowed. All protections are allowed except unique modules. Each turret cannot be used more than twice per team. You can only have 2 short-range turrets, which consist of a Aceta, Firebird, or Freeze per team. Aceta can only be used on a light hull. There cannot be more than 2 heavy hulls per team, and all players should be activating their self-destruct timer at 10:10. And that's pretty much that. Bonus boxes are on. Supplies are on. Friendly fire is on. Smart supplies are off. So, and alterations and weapon changes are on. This is definitely going to be interesting. Upgrades are off. Note that. So this is going to be interesting, and all the tankers have self-destructed. So I believe we're going to start now.
Yeah, we're off. It'll be interesting to see what the positions of every player are at the moment. Right now we can see for Bad Intentions we've got a Freeze Viking in defense with Isida helping.
Yep, you got Forever, Link, and Chaos going for the blue flag. You got the Isida with the Wasp there. Diamante trying to slow them down with that freeze, but getting killed really quickly. You had a great attack from there, but at the same time, Tipo taking that flag, running away, but he's got 2 guys on him. Who is next right there? Half dead. Oh, but they don't even see the flag, and that's going to be a return. Link has so low health.
I think they were trying to focus on whoever was taking the flag from the blue base, as opposed from the other way.
Yeah, both teams were attacking at the same time.
Yeah. Although in this scenario, I suppose it's more important to save your own flag than to try and risk taking the enemy's flag.
Yeah, no, I kind of agree with that. But now you see, now the flag is being taken, and I believe it's being carried by Oh.
No.
Yeah, I did. Got dropped.
It was just left. Yeah.
Yeah, it's
Although
just there.
A triple push from Tanki Online Romania with Tor Inc. taking the flag just now, with help from Tor Chaos, who has the Isida.
Yeah, and that's gonna do a lot.
But we do see on the other side about 4 players from Bad Intentions taking the flag as well, with also help from Isida as well.
Yep, you got half dead. Yin and Yang going over the bridge. Tipo going for Chaos. That's not looking good for Chaos. Chaos is very low, and Quinn right there, and he gets taken out. That's a return. Yep. Half dead running with it. TOR and Link and EA7 going for it, but I doubt this is going to be really good because you have everybody spawning right there. Teppo, he drops the flag for Teppo. Very smart move since Teppo has full health and full drugs, and that's a capture for Bad Intentions. That was pretty
Looking
good right there.
Yeah, looking good so far for Bad Intentions. They were lucky with the respawns as well. They had just enough players back in their own base to protect the flag.
Agreed. And now, yep, that's a capture, and a bunch of Tanki Online Romania's just went right in there, and they all got obliterated because they weren't really going together, and those who were going were already low on health. So they were able to. Their defense is very good, and you can see Diamante is using that freeze and Viking right there.
Yeah, freeze is really effective in a map like this because it prevents the enemy from running away.
Yep, and if I noticed correctly, Tanki Online Romania, their team, they do not have a freeze. They have a Firebird.
Yeah.
Seems to be defending, but at the same time, from right behind, Yin and Yang just slipping out with not even a single hint of drugs. Gets shot by Link, but he continues. Half Dead is right there. Andrew really coming in right there. Ooh, gets taken out, but he dropped to Half Dead, who now has the flag. Andrew's going for him. Uh-oh, it's not looking good.
Could possibly be a return here from Bad Intentions.
Yep, and Tanki
Although
Online
there
Romania.
are 2 players against Teppo just now.
Yep, and Tanki Online Romania returns. Oh, and looks like it's going to be a capture for Tanki Online Romania too. So that's 1-1.
Yeah, and Tor Inc. going in on the flag again while the defense has disappeared.
Yep, Link taking that flag. He's running, but he's got people right on him. He's really trying to get out of there, but at the same time, Yin and Yang now going for the flag with Half Dead backing him up. Obviously, Bad Intentions, you can see, return their flag there. Half Dead running with the flag, but really not going to make it far. They have that defense right there. They have a Railgun, Sita, and Twins defending that red flag right there. Who was next even taking it, but still not getting far. I mean, you can see that friendly fire is on, so EA7 is doing damage to his teammates with that Firebird. So,
yeah, that's one of the issues, isn't it?
Yeah, it really is. I would prefer Freeze to be used over Firebird, especially the fact that it looks like EA7 is the defender in this case. I mean, obviously Firebird does have that burning damage, which is effective against the enemy, but Freeze has that freezing effect, and if you're defending, you don't want your enemies to be able to go in there and just run out fast with that flag.
Also, on the red base, it's harder, in my opinion, for someone to chase after somebody with the flag. So I think freeze, like you say, will be much more effective. It's just, I suppose we have to wait and see if they change anything.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, and safe, and with freeze, there's not a lot of hiding spots to do. Even if you're hiding behind that building, that takes you a good like a second or two to get over there to that flag when you see somebody going for it. So it's not the easiest thing. Right now, EA7, who's next taking the flag, but he dies. Quinn right there is not going to take it, running away. Oh, but he jumps right down onto EA7. EA7 going to do that, and Quinn continue to run. Half Dead, but Forever and Alpha blocking in. Link and Chaos taking the blue flag, running away with it. That's a return for Tanki Online Romania. They're running with it, but Teppo's right behind him. Link's about to lose his supplies. Yin and Yang really coming in there. Going to do damage. Ooh, gets almost taken out. And yep, that's another return. That was pretty close there.
Yeah. Although not too much action on either of the flags at the moment.
Yeah, I could definitely say that.
At least like the start, there was a lot more of a fast push from both teams.
Yeah, and that's the thing that I also mentioned the last stream is like when you go, it's better to go early on, like right away, the second it happens, because it's less expected for it to happen. People are just warming up, they just started, so it's kind of like unexpected to just go for it right away. I mean, now we have some action going on with the flag. Half Dead and Yin and Yang going through the bridge. Making them a really big target. They're very open currently. Half Dead continuing, no supplies, going to hand it off to who is next. Smart move. Who is next now? Taking the flag. Full drops. Forever's right there with that railgun.
It was a nice idea going over the bridge as well, since all the red players were stuck in below in the base.
Yep, agreed. And now who is next with Yin and Yang right there? But Alpha's taking the flag. He's really low on health. Gets taken out. Link has to take the flag now. But it doesn't look like that's going to happen, and that's a return, another capture for Bad Intentions.
Yeah, Bad Intentions take the lead yet again. With 3 minutes to go, Tor are still in this.
Yeah, no, they still have a chance. I mean, it's different when you're dealing with capture points, obviously. Because it's obviously anybody's game. It can be anybody's game in a matter of seconds.
Yeah.
But in this case, this is obviously capture the flag, and now Forever making a push with that flag. Diamante's, really slowing him down with that freeze. And obviously, Forever's a railgun, so it's going to take him a while to actually charge up. Now he's running with it. Chaos coming in. You should probably hand it off to Chaos, which it looks like he's gonna do. Yep, Chaos taking the flag, but at the same time, you have 5 players from Bad Intentions making a push on that flag, and that looks like it's gonna be a return. Yes, it is. And oh, no blocks.
But that was impressive to have 5 players all at once move in on the flag. And it looks like Yin Yang is going to be able to run towards his flag. Tor Andrew gets taken out, which Diamante is there to meet him by the flag.
Yep, and he hands it off to Teppo, which is definitely a smart move. Now, what I wanted to say right there, though. Oh wait, hang on. Is this gonna be? What is this? Ooh, this is not good.
Wow.
Uh-oh.
Teppo, no health at all. But
Yep,
Tor Inc.
that was
returns it fantastic.
Yep, that was an extremely good push from COR. That they did great there. And now, not that they're running with the flag, but you see Half Dead and who's next at the same time going over the bridge, and they're going for that flag, and they're gonna take that flag. Even though Andrew's there, they both have supplies.
Yeah. Every time when COR take the flag, it's always Bad Intentions on the opposite side also taking.
Yeah, that's what I wanted to say is that when we saw all those 5 players coming across that bridge at the same time with full drops, that is something I call coordination. That coordination was excellent. I got to be honest. That was perfect. And it looks like, you know, every time somebody's taking that flag, they're like already on the bridge going for it. So you obviously see that there's somewhat good coordination there.
Yeah, and everybody knows what to do at every given moment.
Yeah, exactly. And I would, like I said, I would definitely relate that to coordination. And Teppo's right there hiding behind the little barrier right there, doing some damage. And Andrew's over there, and so it's kind of we're at a standoff point again. Right now, it's all going down on the bridge. You know what I really notice is Bad Intentions is blocking the enemy with their tank while their other teammates move around, kind of flank around to go do damage to the main flag carrier, which is smart. It's always good to be blocking the enemy with your tank because it slows them down. Just like it's kind of like a freeze without a freeze, which is smart. Now, Forever going for Diamante, he has the freeze, got a lot of damage put on him, but he uses his health back.
Not the best idea attacking with the railgun though, because of its low firing rates.
Yeah, well, I would definitely say that if, in that case, if Forever was to go all the way to where the blue flag is and kind of fire across from a far distance, I mean, I think he could have done damage there. That would have been good, and it looks like that's going to be a return also for Bad Intentions. They just returned the flag. They got 20 seconds left.
Should be able to capture this as long as nobody else makes a push on the blue flag. Which
well, that looks like
maybe they can.
Yep. Teppo's taking the flag. Forever's right there. Link at the same time going for it. Yin and Yang healing. Oh, but Link's going to take this. But either way, it's going to be a win for Bad Intentions for this round.
Yeah, 1-0. So, do you think Tor is going to have to change anything this round, equipment-wise?
I would definitely say that they need to use a freeze now, because with all the pushes that were happening on that flag, it's as if, you know, like, freeze is really handy in this situation, and it's like all those pushes, if you had a freeze, you could have, and if a freeze was mounted at that flag, and you saw all those 5 tanks coming in, I mean, you could have potentially freezed at least all of those guys. Maybe not have done as much damage, but at least if you freeze them, you slow them down, and that gives you more time, which is...
Whereas, if you're using Firebird, they're all still moving at an incredibly fast pace, and it's going to be hard to catch them up.
Agreed. I mean, and, you know, obviously you do have that burning damage, which continues, but I think that, you know, the freeze in this case for the capture the flag mode, especially in this mode where it's all about the flag, really, and supplies, like, you want the freeze there, because the freeze...
Plus, they have an Isida as well.
So, exactly. And I would say the freezing effect is more powerful in this mode compared to the burning effect.
Yeah.
So this is what happens in this case. And now it looks like I think some players are going to be switched out. But overall, I mean, last round was pretty exciting. At least you know every second there's pretty much a push on the flag.
Yeah.
And every time one flag was taken, the other flag was taken. So, you know, we had our standoffs and we had good pushes, and it was really exciting to see. I would definitely say that.
Yeah, very, very exciting. I feel the first round in these kind of games, a lot of the time, are very experimental as well. So if something doesn't go right, the clans can afford to make a change, and then a lot of the time, the momentum of the battle can change very fast in the next coming rounds.
Yeah, no, I definitely agree with that. And wow, we have 132 viewers watching right now. I want to thank everybody who's actually here and watching us today. And once again, for those who just joined recently, we are streaming the International Championship. We are in the losers round 2. Uh, we are streaming Bad Intentions versus Tanki Online Romania. Basically, whoever wins this is going to move on to the losers semifinal, and playing a hard format on Kunger. And already the pushes are happening. Bad Intentions going for it. Andrew's defending the flag with a Vulcan.
Yeah.
That's
Interesting. Very interesting.
But at the same time, Tanki Online Romania making a push. EA7 taking the flag, going over the break. Diamante right on him once again with the freeze, which is smart. Gets taken out, but oh my god, look at that whole push. Everybody's just like on Bad Intentions flag right now. While you can see Yin and Yang just have a free. They're just free. They're just gone. And so you see Diamante once again pulling the flag. Yin and Yang right there. Chaos not going to be able to come in there in time. However, Diamante, we're at a standoff from again. Alpha and Diamante now have the flag.
I know we mentioned previously about not having a Firebird, but in this scenario, I think it would be useful in attack, especially for bad intentions, since and the Vulcan has a tendency to overheat, so you can further that damage by using a Firebird.
Yeah, I mean, I would say that. But however, obviously in the hard format, they are limited to 2 short-range turrets.
Yeah.
So it's either way, you use Acida, Firebird, or Freeze, and you have to pick 2 of those. I would say Acida is completely vital to all of this.
Because they're going to have to sacrifice something, so...
Yeah, and then the freeze is really vital, just slowing them down. I mean, as good as Firebird is for an attack, I believe that it's not the best idea to have in this whole situation. And then you got Forever making a push on Diamante. I believe he has that rail gun again. Yep, does that damage. Diamante going kind of running away from Forever. Forever is going to get taken out, but at least Yin and Yang is there. You see that.
Half dead for Bad Intentions as well, trying to creep around the back of the base. Tort Andrews onto him though with the Vulcan.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, I definitely think that it is quite an interesting tactic using Vulcan.
Yeah.
On this, especially to defend. It's not.
There is a bit of open space between where the buildings he can camp behind and the flag. So in that sense, if he doesn't want to get too near the flag carrier, he can stay behind and just shoot from there.
Agreed. And I gotta be honest. I mean, it's not the worst idea to actually be using Vulcan, due to the fact that, firstly, you can constantly keep firing. You can fire over and over and over, and mind you, the damage is quite decent on that. And say, for example, somebody's using a health pack, obviously the damage automatically cancels out once you get damaged again. You get 1,000 health points instantly, but then it has to continue. It has to build up. And in this case, they'll get 1,000 health, but Andrew with that rapid fire is definitely going to slow that down. And, they won't be able to really do anything in this case. So I would definitely say that Vulcan is an interesting kind of thing to use, and I think it's quite smart.
Yeah, well, it only becomes difficult at really close range when you have a close range battle, because it becomes difficult to kind of maneuver around. So you have to be really skilled in order to use it in that kind of sense.
Agreed, definitely. And now Yin and Yang pulling the flag against Forever. Forever with that, taking out. The flag is literally sitting right behind there. But I guess who is next knows about that. Going for that, and wow, that was a really good push because Forever went from behind, took them out. And yeah, that was not bad. But at least Diamante, who was next, was able to recover from that. And they were actually able to kill Forever. So
nice attack from Mr. Quinn and Yin Yang, but quickly taken out.
Yep, agreed. But now at the same time, Tor and Diamante going at it. That's a return. Oh,
so close.
That was wow. I believe that was a mine.
Yeah, smart placement though.
Well, yeah, I gotta say that was wow.
Yeah, that's one thing. You can use mines in hard format, so it's all about finding out where to where's the best place to put them, I suppose.
Agreed. And now at the same time, Chaos making a push on Diamante, but Chaos, it's close. Oh, but yep, Diamante gets it. And now Quinn once again with those pushes, really doing
Yeah.
a lot of damage.
A really big
to
scuffle over at the blue side.
constantly. I can see that. Now Half Dead and Tepo kind of making a push from there. At the same time, Forever and Chaos going over the bridge. Forever gets taken out. Chaos continues. Yin and Yang going back there. They continue to heal him. And also to block the enemy who comes in. They can obviously block, which is smart.
John under pressure by Tepo, but he's also taken out. Mr. Quinn following. Although there's 3 numbers on the flag at the moment, so should be safe.
Yeah, I mean, most of this match has been pretty much a standoff. Which,
yeah, it's incredible.
Yeah, and currently it's 0-0. Currently, Bad Intentions is still in the lead. And it's not bad. I mean, at least we can see that one team doesn't really dominate the other. Both teams are equally as good. Mostly, I think right now it's evolving around skill and pretty much just the use of your supplies and hulls and weapons and all that. But speaking of all that, Chaos making a push on Diamante. They meet Diamante really low, but Forever with the railgun. Now he's gonna make a good push on that. However, he is low health as he did run over a mine once again with the mine, which is smart. But Diamante and Yin and Yang in that corner, kind of trapped. Alpha and Forever can make an easy push on that. Yin and Yang taking that flag with really low health, and that's going to be a return. But Tepo's right there, and Half Dead and Who Is Next kind of there to back him up. Tepo taking that flag. Going to go over that health pack. Going to continue.
Absolutely non-stop.
Yep. Jumps over Yin and Yang, but you see Forever's hiding right behind that house. Forever's going to do some damage on that, but not much, not enough, because Yin and Yang's obviously going to heal him. Yin and Yang takes him out. Diamante coming in, kind of blocking his teammate, telling him to give him the flag, which that did happen. But now Andrew and Diamante, once again, we're at a standoff point again. I mean, so as you can see, that Tor, they were able to get the return, but at the same time, Bad Intentions was already kind of coordinated on the flag, so they were already ready to go.
Yeah.
So that's smart. That's good coordination on Bad Intentions' part. Alpha making a push once again. Chaos also coming in. But Diamante's still on that little high rise.
You can see on the red flag Who Is Next coming in with Mr. Quinn as well. Trying to take out Tor Forever, but he's outnumbered, so it doesn't look like he'll get too far.
Agreed. And Forever once again is using a railgun. That's not the best, especially if you're holding the flag. That's not going to be the best weapon to use.
Unless, of course, you can see enemies coming in from the center, and then you could camp and take them out before they get to you. But it's kind of difficult from the position he's in.
Yeah, definitely. I'd say that. Well, I mean, the EA7 has a flag sitting right there. Tepo, Who Is Next, and Quinn coming in. Quinn and Who Is Next coming from the center, distracting everybody, while Half Dead is making that flank around. EA7, mind you, has no drugs now. Half Dead is pushing in. EA7 does see him, but he's has no supplies. Making a push. Hands it off to Alpha. That's really smart right there, because you could see that, Bad Intentions was distracting from the center while somebody was coming in from the side who was actually able to, frighten Tor a little bit, to the point where they had to back up, and that was smart. And once again, Mr. Quinn with those pushes, really going in, but gets taken out.
Yep.
A lot of the action is, happening in the red base right now, I would say, because Tor is really making good pushes to try and return that flag.
A minute and a half left now. It'll be amazing to see a return from either of these teams, considering how long the standoffs have been. But anybody's game right now.
Yep,
and it is a return.
Yep, and as you say that, there's a return.
But somebody is already back on the flag to take it, Mr. Quinn, as he runs away with Nicida to help.
Yep, and you see, that's that coordination right there. They already knew it was going to happen. He was like, all right, yep, I'm going to die. Let's get somebody on that flag. They got somebody on that flag, and he's running with it. Forever, EA7 and Chaos trying to make a push on Quinn. I don't know if they're going to be fast enough. Quinn is pretty low. Well, Quinn is full health. Yin and Yang, who you see the healing him, is really low.
Yeah. Tor John made the wrong decision to move. Even though there's not much time left, he moved into danger where Tepo was.
Yeah, but Tepo's really low, and Andrew was able to back him up with that broken.
So soon they're going to look to sit on the flag spot, just in case of a possible return.
Agreed. And you see EA7's really close to that flag, kind of camping behind that house, but that is not good. You have no supplies. Half in. Who was next? Making that push. This is 15 seconds. This can be happy.
Tor EA7 in trouble, actually.
Yeah, but he's got. Oh, this is really
This
low.
could be a return.
Oh, this could be a return.
Wow.
Oh, that's so close, John.
3 seconds.
Oh, yeah. That could have actually been a capture there. If that was a return, I think they could potentially have captured, but at the same time, I don't think so. At the same time, because you had a lot of people from Tor blocking him right there.
Yeah.
But I'll say it was close.
Yeah, an intense final few seconds to that match. So that still means the score is 1-0 for Bad Intentions, and that takes us to the third round.
Yeah, and well, this is going to be exciting to see who. This is actually really exciting because you have two good teams here who've had, really, good background, like who are really successful in the whole esports scene and on all of that in past tournaments. And throughout this tournament, both teams have done quite good.
Yeah, it's not like they've been absolutely hammered in the past runs.
Exactly.
It's been a very narrow loss. So. Yeah.
Exactly, and it's not, and just because they're in the losers bracket doesn't mean that they're, worse than anybody else, because obviously they still have the chance to actually go to the grand final.
Yeah.
In which they will fight the winner of the winners bracket, obviously in the grand final. I mean, they'll have to go through the semifinal and the losers final, and then they go to the grand final, which it will be the winner of the winners bracket versus the winner of the losers bracket. So it's not like they're completely out yet, and it's.
But in this game, as it stands, Bad Intentions are going through. All they need to do is win this round, and that's them.
Yeah, but I definitely hope to see that maybe Tor can potentially win this round, and then the score being 1-1, and then you have an extra round.
Yeah, from the neutral point of view, we would want Tor to try and fight back.
Agreed.
For a far more exciting final round.
Yeah, that's definitely something. And also I do want to mention that promo cards are being given away, so just make sure you guys are sticking around. I'm pretty sure there are more that are going to be given away, and we have 134 viewers currently, and we want to thank you all for being here. Once again, we are streaming the International Championship Bad Intentions versus Tanki Online Romania for all those people who are just joining us. We are streaming the Losers Round 2. And in the promo codes, there are obviously premium and gold, so make sure you're sticking around for that. But at the same time, we are streaming Conquer, the hard format. And speaking of the hard format, already hard pushes happening by both teams. EA7, Andrew, Chaos taking it. You have EA7, half health. Teppo doing a lot of damage. Andrew at the same time, he hands it off to Andrew. Andrew's going to take it. Mr. Quinn, once again, with those pushes. Really good on the pushes we've seen throughout this whole game.
Going across the bridge with support from Half Dead and Yin Yang with the Isida. Looks to be safe at the moment.
Yeah, and who is next is in their base, but he has no double armor. Gets taken out. And it looks like, once again, which is what we saw pretty much all of last round, it looks like it's going to be a standoff again.
Yeah. Don't know if I can endure any more of these.
Honestly, it's like, it's killing me. And I'm not even playing.
Yeah.
But so it looks like there's a standoff again forever.
Oh, look at the position Tor Forever's taken up behind the blue base.
Yeah, that you see, like I said, that was the smart move. That's where you want to go. You want to be able to camp from afar, prefer to be closer up, because you can do damage from afar. And it took, as you could see, it took Mr. Quinn a while to get to him, and while he was able to get 2 to 3 shots off on him.
Because occasionally you can get to there without being seen, but unfortunately this time for him he's been seen by Mr. Quinn. But yeah, you can cause loads of damage from that spot.
Agreed. And now what you do see is, which I think is somewhat of a smart move, but at the same time also a bad move. Diamante is sitting in that corner between the house and that kind of barrier, and he's not behind that barrier, which also makes it smart because people like Alpha, who's right there, can't really shoot him from afar. But at the same time, anybody who's on the bridge has a clear line of sight and can get him from afar. And also, he's cornered. So if Tor was able to make a big push, all of them at once, and pinning him in that corner when he has no supplies, that's something, my friend, is called a return. That is gonna be a return. Like,
Yeah,
there's no
definitely.
question about it.
Hmm.
So it's kind of not smart to trap himself in the corner, but at the same time, it's kind of not smart to sit him out in the open. But as you can see, he kind of moved one house
Yeah.
back, which now that is a smart move instead of sitting in that corner where
Or
you're wide
forever
open.
advancing from that position we saw him in earlier, behind the blue base. But I think it was a better idea for him just to stay where he was because he had no support on the opposite side.
Agreed. And now Diamante is actually moving. Goes to take the double armor again, then goes back to his spot. Smart.
Makes sense.
But now who is next? Tenno, Mr. Quinn, all making a push. Three of them at once against four Tors who are defending right there. They're not going to do a lot of damage there. They were pretty held back far at that point, so they're not doing much. Half Dead is flanking around, but he's already been seen by Andrew. And he's not going to be doing much. Andrew's going to push him away, but Yin and Yang coming in with that Aceto, and he wasn't seen at all. That flag gets dropped. That is
Oh,
a
it's
return.
a return. Wow.
Diamante has to run. They have nobody on that blue flag right now.
Yeah.
He needs to run like Forrest Gump.
Although Tor Chaos is making a push of the Nitro and Hornet, so he may be able to get to the flag just before Teppo.
Oh, it's going to be close. It's going to be close, but that's a capture for bad intentions.
Yes.
I got to be honest. He was running like Forrest Gump through the center.
Oh, I know. Run, Forrest, run.
Run, Forrest, run. And he made it. And now that's a capture for bad intentions. Tor really needs to do something this round if they want to, at least make it to move on at least one more round and have a chance of winning.
This game is just like a box of chocolates. You just don't know what you're gonna get.
Really. And by the way, for anybody who wants to send me a box of chocolates, I like white chocolate. But yep, EA7 taking the blue flag, going for it. Teppo once again with the pushes, making a push across the middle of the bridge. Yin and Yang healing them, but Forever comes from behind, blocking him, which is smart. And now it's kind of a standoff. That's a return. And speaking of Tor, they get another capture again.
I think maybe they took the wrong route there going over the bridge because they were met immediately by players from Bad Intentions.
Yeah, I would definitely say maybe jump down.
Yeah.
I think they would have had a better chance from there. And so now the score is 1-1. So let's see. Can Tor make a comeback this round?
I think all the pressure is on Tor now because they lose this and they're out. So it's all up to them.
Pretty much. And it looks like they're really trying right now. At the same time, speaking of Tor, they're making a push. Forever and Chaos making a push on the flag, but they are relatively low. Not going to do much. And you see Diamante there once again. Forever losing his supplies. Diamante actually blocking Forever once again with this tank. Smart move, and that is a return. But at the same time, guess who's making a push again? Mr. Quinn. Taking the flag with Yin and Yang going across the bridge. Mr. Quinn losing his supplies. EA7 right there, going to do extremely good damage. And that, I believe, probably is going to be a return. Tried to flip him there, didn't work. That flag gets dropped.
Outnumbered. The red team are outnumbered by Bad Intentions, although a nice return from EA7.
And now Chaos and Alpha making a push. Diamante right there with the freeze low and gets taken out. Alpha taking the flag.
Yeah.
Running with it.
See how far he gets into his own base, because right now we have Mr. Quinn and who is next coming on the red flag, as well as Teppo as well on the bridge.
And at the same time, Half Dead was kind of blocking them, and Diamante's making a push, but gets taken out. Alpha's really low, so he needs to hand that flag off to Chaos because Teppo's right there, and he's probably going to kill him if he doesn't at least hand that flag off. But mind you, there is an Aceto, so I guess you can scratch that.
Yeah.
The Aceto is...
The defense is taken out for Tanki Online Romania, and that enables who is next to run away with the flag, as all of Tanki Online Romania are stuck in their own base.
Yep, and Diamante, he hands off the flag to Diamante with the Friezen Viking, who makes the push. Andrews kind of falls back. Yin and Yang and Diamante, they're really a good combo because you can see that they're constantly together and they're both short range. And obviously, to return that flag, you need to be short range. Yeah. So, if obviously their turrets are going to be very effective in this case, and especially Yin and Yang, because also he can do damage and he can heal. So that's smart.
Yeah. So that's us back to a standoff situation yet again.
And the score is tied, so it's like it's all over again. And now we got to kind of wait for a good push to happen. Once again, Diamante, it looks like he's kind of their primary defender and primary flag holder. Which is smart, and he's in the same spot again, but he loses his supplies. Alpha could make a push, but that didn't work. Quinn and Yin and Yang right there. And it looks like Hammer is very popular amongst both teams currently because, obviously that does a lot of damage. And I think, Hammer, Quinn and EA7 using that Hammer, and they're quite effective with it. And speaking of Hammer, EA7 making a push on Diamante, going from behind, but he can't. He realizes there's no space because he has to go all the way around. And Yin Yang was able to come over there and block him. And yeah, it's pretty much the thing I'm noticing about Tor though is that they're not attacking together.
No.
And that's not a smart move. They want to attack together, and which is what you see happening from Bad Intentions. They attack together. That's why they've always been able to pretty much get these returns.
And the fact that this is quite a large map as well, it enables the other team to kill off whoever's approaching, which is why it's taking so long with these standoffs.
Agreed. And now Andrew's running away, and look at that. You have 4 players from Bad Intentions making a push. And the flag is like right there. Oh, there was a return by Alpha there.
Oh wow!
Whoa!
So, Tor back in this 2-1.
That was really epic right there because you had Alpha who made a great push on there, and at the same time, Bad Intentions were all in the red base trying to return that flag. However, they were all getting taken out because Tor focused everybody on the base.
So 1 minute 20 left. It's most important for Tanki Online Romania to maintain the strong defense.
Yeah,
because they really can't afford to lose a single flag now.
Exactly, because if they lose this, then they're out. So they want to at least get this. And speaking of flags, while Bad Intentions has 4 players on the blue flag, you see Alpha kind of pulling away from the blue base with that flag, kind of did it all by himself, nobody even noticing really. And he's taking that, but now it looks like we're at a standoff point again because you have Mr. Quinn with Diamante who's there. It looks like Mr. Quinn's going to hand off that flag to Diamante, which he does. Chaos coming in, gonna try and do some damage, but gets taken out.
But as we've seen with the lengthy standoffs in so far, it looks like this may be Tor's in the bag.
Yeah, I would definitely say that, but let's not speak too soon because you have Yin Yang who is pushing in, but gets taken out. Half Dead and Tepo also making a push. While there is no supplies, he does hand it off to Andrew, but Mr. Quinn, who is next, making a push, and he's cornered currently.
3v2 situation.
Yeah. But can he make it? Well, it looks like he is. Mind you, he was cornered there, so that could have actually been a good return if you didn't have all those all the members of Tor rank there.
Yeah, that's Diamante running towards the flag, but no time, even if it was a return.
And so there you go. That's the round. So now the score is 1-1.
Yeah, 1 each. Wow.
So Tor definitely hurt us, and they definitely made a comeback this round. So good job to them. Now we're gonna see what happens because now obviously they're gonna play one more round. We'll see whoever wins this will move on to the losers semifinal, and whoever obviously loses, they're out.
Mm-hmm. This is very exciting though. Left it to the last round.
Yeah, and as you can see, both teams are doing really good. Now you can see it during the second round, the whole thing was a standoff. Last round, you had quite a few standoffs. However, both teams were able to push every single time, and both teams were able to return their flag pretty much every single time. Bad Intentions was able to get one. However, Tanki Online Romania was able to get one. So it's both teams are playing very good this round.
Mm-hmm.
And so
again, I think in this last round especially, an early attack is absolutely vital. Because as we saw, the progress of the game in terms of the score was really slow. So if one team can make a breakthrough really early, then it's all up to the other team to try and claw back, which is tough.
Yeah, agreed. And once again, we have 112 viewers watching right now. That is great. Once again, for those who are just joining us, we are streaming the International Championship, Bad Intentions versus Tanki Online Romania. We are streaming the losers round 2, and we are streaming the hard format on Kunger. For the players who do not know what the hard format is, all turrets are allowed except Magnum, all hulls are allowed, and all protections are allowed except unique modules. Each turret cannot be used more than twice per team. You can only have 2 short-range turrets, which consist of Isida, Firebird, or Freeze per team. Isida can only be used on the light hull, and you cannot have more than 2 heavy hulls per team, which we have not seen anybody use a heavy hull throughout all of these rounds.
No.
Which is quite interesting. But I would say, as big of a map as it is, it depends. You have to be quite sufficient on using a heavy hull.
Yeah, and with the medium hulls, it's a happy medium between having enough health, hit points, and speed.
Agreed. And obviously there is bonus boxes and supplies on. Friendly fire is on, so it's definitely going to be, if there's Firebird or freezes, they definitely have to be careful where their shooting and alterations and weapon changes are on, and smart supplies are off. So, and upgrades are off. So, and
Yeah, like we
overdrive.
said, there's already a fast push from both teams.
Exactly. That is also something right away. They both push, which is smart, because obviously it's less expected. I guess from the past 3 rounds that they've played, at the beginning there's always been a push right away. So I guess both teams have kind of adapted to that and are kind of ready for that. And speaking of pushes, Teppo and Mr. Quinn making a push on the blue flag. Prince right there with the Firebird, not doing much. EA7 and Forever kind of there and does a lot of damage. Now, I see a weapon change from Forever, who's using Shaft.
Oh wow, that's an interesting choice.
Yeah, that is definitely interesting. I mean, obviously, I would say it's not the worst turret to use, especially since you're on the blue team and there's a lot of spaces to camp. And I'm looking at, I'm looking from Forever's perspective, and he actually has a wide view of everything from where he is. He does self-destruct. I guess he's trying to get a better position. Go in on him. And speaking of, making pushes, once again, Teppo making those pushes, yin and yang with him behind him. Teppo using Vulcan.
Yeah. Interesting choice for attack.
I would definitely say that, and Forever was able to take him out. Look at Forever getting those hard shots in. That is, I mean, I gotta say, from the blue base, that is really smart to use Shaft, because you have blue flag is really open, so there's a lot of places you can get it. However, you got Quinn, who takes a railgun shot from afar, because obviously you can be seen in there if you don't really have such a camouflage paint.
Well, we can see what he's doing. He was moving up and down to prevent himself from being seen.
Yeah, and speaking of being seen, Andrew and Prince seeing the push happening on their flag, Ufix and Yin and Yang making a push on that flag. Prince pretty low. Prince blocking them. Yin and Yang kind of trying to figure out what to do. Ufix taking that flag. Prince dead.
Look at Tor Forever's shaft.
Yep, and you can see his laser. If he gets shot, he's done, which he does get done. Alpha returns that flag. Yin and Yang is not fast enough, and right now, all the action is really going on in the blue base compared to the red base. Diamante is defending there with his freeze once again. But yeah, this is pretty much a standoff point. Nothing's really happening. Now you do see, well, speaking of something happening, EA7 making a push on the flag, going against Diamante, who has no supplies. EA7 taking a flag, but Quinn and who is next right there. I don't know how far he's going to get. He's going through the center right there. Not the smartest idea, because Ufix is right there with that Ricket.
He is met by an Isida, Tor Chaos, and everyone's all moving to the center now. Taken by Tor Andrew, who, if he can get away here, which he doesn't, it's a return. And we're back to square one, pretty much.
Yep, but at the same time, you do have a big push happening from Bad Intentions. Who is next? Yin and Yang, Mr. Quinn making that push, but Forever with the shaft, kind of moving back and forth, just taking arcade mode shots. He's not really like that. There's a difference. His arcade mode and his sniper mode, he was just, he wasn't really in his scope. He was just firing. That's pretty much your arcade mode shot. For those who don't know the difference between the shaft firing positions. So he was just kind of firing in there. That was a return for them. Now,
also, he self-destructed as well when his base was clear, which was pretty useful because he had no health at all. So he was able to respawn, regain full health, and then go back to his camping spot.
Exactly, and he doesn't have to wait for the supplies to warm up again. So that is actually a really smart tactic, and I've actually never seen that before. I never see that. This is the first person I've actually seen it from. But Forever's definitely making a smart move there, but gets taken out by Ufix, who pretty much has nobody on that flag. Literally just takes the flag and runs away with it.
Interesting to see how far he gets here. Support from Diamante.
Yep, who's going to take the flag, and Andrew at the same time. Taking the flag, though. Alpha is making a push on Diamante with that Thunder. Has a fair amount of health. Yeah, Is this going to be a capture? Nope, because EA7 slips out of there with that flag. Diamante going behind the building.
Yeah, I saw Torchaos with the Iceda had the choice of either going to help EA7 or go and make a push on his own flag to see if he could return it, which wasn't successful, really.
Yeah, definitely. And now Prince is making a push through the blue base, going to hide, and Diamante right there. So now we're at a standoff point again, while the score is 0-0. If they tie this round, this is going to be interesting.
Yeah, they'll go through to the penalty round.
Yeah, and that is going to be quite fun to see because I actually love seeing the penalty round.
Oh yeah, always full of tension. Nobody wants to lose.
Yeah, so it's always really just...
Yeah, but that can
really
be
hard.
avoided if one of these teams can make a breakthrough. There's still time, 4 minutes left. It's absolutely anybody's game.
Yeah, we agree with moving on to the platform. It looks like some other people don't really agree with that and are saying, nah, we don't want to do that because it's too long. But, you know, oh well. We'll just see how it works. Right now, once again, another standoff. You have a lot... well, we have a really good standoff happening here. TOR, Tanki Romania, and once again, bad intentions on each side. Right now, Teppo making a push again on the flag with Mr. Quinn from afar, but Chaos at the cell at the same time making a push. So as you can see, this is a standoff point. We're at a standoff again. Now, what I want to see happen is we need a push from, like, because you can see they're doing singular pushes. They're not doing combined pushes. This is not effective.
It can't just be any old single push like we've seen. It has to be a properly structured push with thorough communication.
Yeah, I would definitely say that. Teppo and Mr. Quinn making a push on the flag. You know, Tempo being blocked by one person, and Mr. Quinn has like 3 other people blocking him. But at the same time,
the idea from Bad Intentions, having 4 different players come from each different side.
Yeah, and that's the smart move that they just made right there. And now however, Tanki and Romania have many players, just all up on that flag.
It's all about choosing the right moment.
Yeah, and from what I'm seeing is Tanki and Romania, they're really focused on defending more so because they really don't want to be out. They want to continue, and you know you can see that happen.
A very good defensive clan, I must say.
Oh yeah, and there was a push by Tanki Romania on Diamante, but you know he was there and he's fine now. EA7 hands the flag off to Forever, who's using the shaft. I definitely would recommend him handing off the flag to somebody else, who maybe might be more of a short range turret or you know close range. Because Forever's not going to do much damage, especially against Ufix coming in with that ricochet. Ooh, very close. Teppo going for him. Probably going to get taken out. Oh, nope. Wow. That was very, very close. I got to say, that was very, very close. And now EA7 has the flag with the hammer, which is definitely a short range turret once again. It's been quite interesting. But at the same time, Alpha making a push on Diamante with the flag. Yin Yang kind of there from afar to kill him, you know, kind of out of sight. Alpha takes out Yin and Yang, but it's taken out him. Well, probably going to get taken out himself, which does happen. But at the same time, Chaos and Forever making a push from the side. And you can scratch the shaft move because Forever changed to Ricochet. And he's making a push on Diamante, who doesn't even see him. He's getting hurt a lot right now, but Yin and Yang came in last second to heal him right there. Yeah. Good move by Yin and Yang.
We have Ufix moving in as well on the blue base, but again, he's not supported by anybody. A lack of communication, really.
I would definitely say that. But
now he is getting support now from Mr. Quinn, who is next, and Yin Yang and Teppo, all making a push.
Yep, all of them at once, but yeah, the whole Tanki and Romania team just right there. All of them just, you know, defending the crap out of that flag. I gotta be honest, like, so they're really just like all defending. I mean, you can really see it's all about defense right now, and this looks like it's gonna be a tied round again. So 15 seconds left, and we're moving on to the penalty format. Unless this can happen to be a return. I mean, 10 seconds, it's very possible.
Yeah.
Ooh, this is gonna be a close one. Tepo, no, yin and yang. Ooh, nope. Yep, too late. 2 seconds. That's it.
Very
And
close again.
penalty.
Yeah. So wow, that was really intense. Tanki
Yeah.
on line Romania did really well to claw this back after losing the first round to Bad Intentions. But after that, it was just absolutely neck and neck.
Yep. So now we're obviously gonna be switching. I believe we're gonna be switching maps.
Yeah, to Sandbox, I believe, for the
Yeah.
penalty round. Yep. Hard format, I think.
Yeah, because the score is to 1. Um, so
Oh, wait,
yeah,
it won't be Sandbox. It'll be
yeah, the
decided
maps
soon
need to
by
be
crossout method.
yeah, the maps need to be crossed out and
Yeah,
decided.
that's the
So yeah, we'll wait for them to do that. And we are being called noobs now. Uh,
yeah,
thank you.
which we are,
Yeah,
admittedly.
we are. I mean, well, I am. I barely play this game at all. I just like I only play during celebrations, and other times I go sit in a parkour battle and be a molt.
Well, that's the true definition of a noob. Well done.
Yeah, and definitely great self. That's a great boost of self esteem, though. You got to be honest.
But yeah, we'll wait for the guys to cross out the maps, and hopefully that
Yeah,
won't take too long, and it should be a really good penalty round.
yeah. No, I'm definitely excited to see this. I'm because obviously these are two great teams because they've obviously been able to keep the score. Excuse me, 1-1. Um, so it's definitely going to be interesting to see what's going to happen here because now this is different. So it's kind of anybody's game per se. Now that we're moving on to the penalty format, so it's quite interesting. I'm definitely really excited to see
Yeah.
what's going to
And
happen
for
here.
the penalty format, experience comes into play a lot as well, because not
Oh yeah.
many teams will thoroughly train in the penalty format. So it's all about who has the nerve and wit to be able to overcome the pressure in the final penalty.
Yep, and it looks like it's going to be the hard format in Sandbox, according to our beloved admin Lucifer. Um, so we're going to wait to switch to that. But once again, for those who are just joining us, well, we have 120 of you watching right now. So yeah, for all those who are just joining us, um, we are streaming the International Championship. Bad Intentions versus Tanki Romania. Two great teams who have made it extremely far throughout this tournament, actually. And now we are in the losers bracket and losers round 2. Whoever wins this, they will move on to the losers semifinal.
Yeah. But I'm just going to say the losers of this will not go away empty-handed though, because each player from 4th to 8th place in this tournament gets 250,000 crystals each and 5 containers. So not the end of the world.
Yeah, so at least they made it far.
Yeah.
And for all those people who are already out, anybody who's from 9th to 16th, they already got their 150 crystals, 150,000 crystals for each player. So
Yep.
at least you're getting something. You're getting 250,000 crystals, 5 containers. So it's not bad. And if you continue to move on, the rewards will increase. So
Yeah.
at least they get something.
Yeah, I mean the top place is 800,000 crystals each. Spectrum MB, 20 containers, 15 gold boxes.
And a special paint that is yet to be disclosed because
Yeah.
we're just waiting for that.
But that's exciting.
Yeah, but no, so far, I mean, it's been really been exciting. That first round, that was taken by Bad Intentions. The second round, the whole round was a standoff, pretty much. The third round was the exciting round where we had Tanki Romania make a comeback because there was a capture by Bad Intentions, and we did think it was going to be their game. However, Tanki Romania was able to come back and get a capture in the last minute, pretty much. And then now the last round was pretty much a standoff. So now the score being 1-1, we have to move on to the penalty format, which is which I can say again is still being crossed out. So we're gonna have to wait for them, and we have to obviously wait for the link. And so we'll stream the penalty format, and the penalty format is definitely something that's quite interesting because it comes down to skill, rather than just playing in general. So it's definitely quite exciting. It's definitely something I can't wait to see. Um, you know, looking back at the history of Tanki Online Romania and Bad Intentions, Tanki Online Romania in the losers round one, they beat Dynasty 3-0. So they did really good right there. Um, you know, and then for Bad Intentions, in the quarterfinals of the winners bracket, they beat Supremacy 3-0. Then they moved on to the semifinals, in which they lost to Penguins, who's a very good clan.
Yeah, very strong.
Yeah, and they lost to them 2-4, so they moved on to the losers round, and now, it's on to the losers semifinal, in which I just found out that uh, whoever wins this is going to be versing Death Squad as
Yeah, they
Knights.
just beat Knights.
Yeah, so now the score, well, the score of Knights and Death Squad was 0-1. So now it's whoever wins this versus Death Squad, and then they move on to the losers final,
Yeah,
which
and whoever wins that will then go on to win. Will go into the grand final, which will either be against Penguins or Jokers. Arguably two of the strongest teams in the tournament so far, I think.
yeah, no, I would definitely say that. I mean, if you look at Joker's history, 3-0 against Dynasty, 3-0 against Knights, and now it's Penguins against Jokers. And I gotta say that, even in the past, especially Penguins, they've had a huge they've done up very well in past tournaments.
Yeah.
They're very well known throughout the
Yeah.
esports scene.
The thing with Penguins is that they're much more experienced. They've been going for a couple of years now, whereas Jokers are one of the newer clans, and they've done so well to get to this level, and compete against the top English clan.
Yeah. So I mean, this is definitely going to be really, that round will be very exciting to see.
Yeah,
Um,
one of the favorite rounds for sure.
yeah, and it it's well, I'm really excited to see who's going to move on to the grand final from there because once again both are very good teams. I mean, I would say that if you look at and then looking at Penguins history, they beat Death Squad 3-0, and they beat Bad Intentions 4-2. So they've definitely earned their place in the finals.
Okay, so that's got the link for the penalty round, so hopefully we can get started soon.
Yep, and this is definitely going to be quite exciting to see. I really, really want to see who's going to win this. This is like making me excited.
Yeah, I think a penalty round excites us all just a little bit.
Yeah, definitely. And the map is sandbox, so yep, hard format sandbox, which was crossed out. So we're gonna see this. This is gonna be exciting. I gotta say that.
Sandbox, really fast map, so it will be exciting.
Yeah, and mind you, it's 4 against 4, so they have to pick top 4 players against the other top 4 players. So they have to choose wisely here. Um, and furthermore, um, it's
Yeah.
this is going to be exciting to see.
I'm
I
just
got to
going to
say
speak
that.
from my own experience, but Tanki Online Romania are pretty good in Sandbox. I've not seen how good and experienced Bad Intentions are as Sandbox players, but every time I've been personally in a battle of Tanki Online Romania players, they always know what they're doing, so be interesting to see.
Yeah, and it's definitely going to be different because you only have to coordinate amongst 4 players.
Yeah.
So you're not going to have a lot of people speaking over each other in this case. But I mean, we'll see, because this is we'll see how this works out. Because both teams, they're really good. They've made it really far throughout
Mhm.
this whole thing. So and it is really anybody's game in this case. Um, and obviously, this is not a time limit. This is you need to capture 5 flags,
Yeah.
or like we're gonna be sitting here for the next. It depends on how long it's gonna take.
Yeah,
So they
because
need
obviously,
to.
obviously we don't want a tie, so there's a limit of 5 flags, but it's so much pressure on either of the teams to actually get to 5 flags.
Yeah, agreed. And so right now, looking at the map, looking at the players within the map, um, this is already quite interesting. You know, um, we'll wait for obviously our broadcaster to join, and then we'll go over the equipment that is being used. But
Yeah.
once again, we are in the hard format. So and this is the penalty round. So we are once again, it's the same format, same rules apply. Um, The only difference, it's just less players. Once again, all turrets allowed except Magnum. All hulls are allowed. All protections except unique modules are allowed. Each turret cannot be used more than twice per team. Only 2 short range, a CD, excuse me, a CD, a CEDA, Firebird or Freeze. And you can only have 2 of those per team. Well, amongst the CETA Firebird or Freeze. So only 2 short-range turrets, and the CETA can only be used on a light hull, and you can't have more than 2 heavy hulls per team.
Um,
So
what do you expect to see from both teams in terms of equipment used?
honestly, I mean, it's that's quite a hard question because
Yeah. Mhm.
it's really completely up to them. I would expect that they're definitely going to be using some medium hulls.
Mhm.
Um, about light hulls, I am unsure. Um, in this case, bonus boxes and supplies are off. On. Excuse me. Bonus boxes and supplies are on. Smart supplies are off. Friendly fire is on. Upgrades are off. Alterations are on. Overdrives are off, and weapon changes on. So obviously, you can see some weapon changes happen. But this is going to be quite interesting. So far, from what it looks like, everybody is using a medium hull, and
Yeah,
right now,
apart from the Isida Torqueos.
yeah, and this already looks like this has been really interesting because the flag has already been able to be taken. And literally, this was just like we're only a few seconds in, and already flags have been taken. They're running like really fast. This game is really fast paced right now, as you can see. Chaos taking the flag with his Hornet and Aceta, running through it, but at the same time, you have Diamante and Mr. Quinn in the blue base
Although
taking
this
them
could be a
out.
capture. 3
Yep.
versus 1.
Oh, but he drops the
Wow.
flag. He could have captured there.
Bad decision. Maybe he
Yep.
thought he was going to die faster than he was, but
Yeah, that was an extremely bad decision on Chaos's part there.
yeah, he'll
And
be fuming
now,
about that. But it's all about trying to focus on um, improving that.
yep, and now Tepo. Now you're kind of at the standoff point again. Chaos does have the flag. He, tries to get shot by Mr. Quinn. Mr. Quinn doesn't do much. Tepo leaves the flag in their base. Andrew takes him out. Andrew has to now kind of get up there as fast as he can, and it looks like it's probably going to be a return.
Yeah,
In
just.
which that's going to be a capture. So
Yeah,
either
there's a
way,
little
at
bit
least,
of a foot race there between Chaos.
yeah. So at least Tor was actually able to capture at the end because it would have been their capture in the first place. Now, who is next? Taking their flag, going
Nice.
for the
Yeah.
capture, which it looks like is going to happen.
Yeah, you could see Tepo there was at the top of the ramp as well, preparing to sort of push against and block any Tor players that are going to come up and try and return the flag, which was effective.
Yeah, and this is a 3 versus 3 right now. So this is quite interesting to see. Right now, it's a lot of skill based on in this round, and you can see that each team they have a Viking and railgun. What I do see is the Tor doesn't really use a short range turret besides the CETA.
No.
They have Ricochet and they have railgun. While Bad Intentions, they have Railgun, Twins, and I believe Breeze. So they're kind of more medium to short, while Tor has long, short, and medium. So they have all of them.
Do you think either has a particular advantage?
I don't think so. I don't think advantages exist in Sandbox. I really don't think an
definitely
advantage
not.
exists on
It
Sandbox.
all
But
depends, doesn't it?
yeah, but I think it heavily evolves around skill and coordination.
And
That
being
is
able to
something.
see where everybody is as well.
Yeah. And speaking of coordination, you could already see that Bad Intentions leading 3-1,
And
which is
Bone Charm, Mr. Quinn seems to be going on Tor Chaos, which returns, and a capture for Bad Intentions.
yeah, making the score 4-1. So all they need is one more flag, and that's it. They won. So Bad Intentions doing really great, and I can even attest to what you said earlier. Tor having a lot of experience on Sandbox, they really do, and they're very coordinated. But in this case, it looks like they're being obliterated by Bad Intentions. I mean, what we've seen on Kunger, that was much more, fair and close. But this is not the same. This is much different. I would say that this is pretty much dominating them, and now we're at a standoff point.
Yeah. I mean, because there is no time limit, it is possible for Tanki Online Romania to come back into this.
Yeah, it's not impossible,
No.
but
It seems very difficult right now.
Yeah, the odds of it are not that high. To be honest, I think it might have been. Well, if Isida could have been used on a medium hull, I would have definitely advised to be Isida be used on a medium hull. In this case, Isida can only be used on a light hull, but I would definitely I would definitely agree with the medium hull aspect. And now, who is next? Making a push, going for Link, but Chaos was able to come in, respawn with that Isida, take him out really quickly, and Quinn over there just sitting there, literally perfectly fine right now. Link and Chaos making a push through the center, going for him. EA7 still with the flag.
Using that railgun to camp and make damage on the flag, which was good.
Yeah, but it's not the best idea to actually have, because Tepos really coming in doing a lot of damage to
And it's a
EA7.
return.
That is a
Although,
return.
who is next? Dropped the flag accidentally and captured. No.
Yep, and now it all goes to Bad Intentions.
Yeah, congratulations.
Well played. Yeah, congratulations to them.
So, Bad Intentions win this, which means they'll be on against Death Squad in the losers semi-final.
Yeah, and this is going to be quite interesting to see, because Death Squad, when they started out, they versed Penguins. They lost 3-0. Penguins beating them 3-0. But when they came to the losers round, they beat Supremacy 3-0, and now just won Knights, which is, I don't know about you, but that's a very good plan too.
Yeah, very experienced.
So they beat Knights 1-0, and so now they're going to be versing Bad Intentions. And from what we've seen, Bad Intentions have done really well this whole game. So, hats off to them.
Yeah. So yeah, we hope you've all enjoyed the stream. I know we have. I hope you enjoyed your promo codes. Yeah, all I'd say is just stay updated on the forum for the future stream dates, because this tournament's only going to be getting more heated. So yeah, stay tuned.
Yep, definitely. And once again, thank you to everybody who joined us today. Thank you to all of you viewers here today, and we'll see you guys in the next stream.